Good morning po, everybody. So happy Friday. It's our fifth day of this 10-day training for the web content management using WordPress. So there are 14 of us, no? But I think there are 11 participants present pa at this moment. And I think the rest will be catching up later, siguro mga 30 minutes. So today we'll continue with our lecture discussion. For now, there is no announcement from the ICT, only a reminder for our participants to complete the assignment found in the Google Classroom. So if you have questions in regard to the cPanel, you can also chat na lang no, sa Zoom. And the access, if you need the access again, it's also found in the Google Classroom. So I think that's all for me for the announcement. Good morning, Sir Bert. I think we can start.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? Kumusta? Sa ato ang mga participants, 15 talaga ito, no? Like,
Yes,
or
co-answer. 17 ra gyud ang feeling nako, 17. But we're hoping na 21 pa ta. Pero naisa na ni na-scheduled engagement, so they will just review the recording now.
all right, that's fine. How about yung mga nandito? Kumusta kayo? Good morning. Okay. I noticed there are, I mean, a few people, no? Sending messages last night and asking questions also in the Facebook group. I'm curious if the issues encountered yesterday have been resolved already, or meron pa kayong other concern before we proceed with the discussion for our day 5. Still working sa submission, okay. I posted a question in Google Classroom asking for your URL, case study website URL. The idea is for me to just check directly, and monitor the progress, because as much as possible, if I see something na walay progress, no WordPress website, I want to really guide you further to do that. Perhaps we can open breakout sessions if we can update today, maybe on Monday siguro, no? But yeah, at the very least, you should have your WordPress website in the staging cPanel account. Can you please type staging if you have that, because I don't have the I don't have the links. Okay. Can you also just for me to check it directly, can you please respond to that question in Google Classroom? Just the link, no? It looks like this. Hold on. Okay, copy your link to your this one, like this. Copy this one and paste it there in Google Classroom. Yung link to your case study website. So just leave it as a comment, or you can hold on. I-turn in pala ninyo, no? Sige lang. That's okay, no? Okay. Yung iba na hindi pa hindi pa nag-turn in, kindly turn in na lang. Okay. Hold on. Sige. We have it's 8 submissions here, no? Kindly submit na rin lang yung iba pa na hindi nag-submit. I just want to make sure that you have your WordPress website with GWT activated, no? Because our next discussion will be more about the GWT and content related also, no? So you will not be able to catch up kung wala mo ani, no? Actually, it's good no, that you have this here. Okay, nagilom-hilom ra gud ang uban, no? I'm surprised to na naman day content ganyo. Nagilom-hilom ra gud ang uban. Okay, that's good, no? For this one, kindly install GWT. Okay, BFP Region 10. We will wait for you guys, no? We will not proceed to the next discussion until we have all the GWTs up and running. Yan. Sige, sino pa ba? 9, okay. So we have here. Ay, sorry. Dito pala. Meron pa ba? May habol pa? 9 submissions. Sino pa yung wala? I-check ako sir, di jud siya masulod. Tagulo, ano? Nandito na ba siya? By the way, all of you can actually post your link, no, regardless kung may laman na yan or what. I just want to make sure na I just want to check, no, kung pila sa inyo ha ang wala pag yun ka set up sa WordPress o GWT. So please leave your links here dito. So siguro at the very least I can expect mga 13 submissions. Since we are 16 in the room, then minus 3. So 13, no? 13 submissions ang expected. Oh, okay. Even if you are even if you still need to set up your GWT, just leave your link. Actually, I can also just refer to this document. The thing is, ako man walon, di ba? So, tabangin pod ko rin yung submit. So, naraman na diri. Tanan. Hold on, let me just see, no? Let me just check. Kani okay na ni siya. Kisa may wala. I will still be able to know by doing this. All the manual siya, no? Aha. Na ba ko edit permission? Na mo submit? Wala. Anayin ra gid, no? Sige. Ato na lang ni manual na. Kadali lang, guys, no? I just want to make sure, get this one. Actually, we have a task tracker. I will share that one later on, no? Once I started checking your task this weekend. But for now, I just want to use this na sheet, no, to track who among you still have no WordPress and GWT. and or GWT. Doble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ang ko na. For a while, guys, ah. Naragay. Thank you for, ano, no? Ilada ini. Naraman dahil sa right side. Okay, let me check again, no? Kani. Okay, nasa WordPress na nasa sa GWT. This one. Ano po siya WordPress and GWT. WordPress and GWT. What about this? Hold on. Okay, naano po siya. Kapatagan. Kanang sa kapatagan, no? Noted kayo na sila na kuan kanang in terms of ICT. I guess there's one nice story about that kuan place, no? Sa digital jobs page program, the pioneer batch, I guess. Okay, sa kanya wala pa, no? Wala pa siya. So I'll just okay. Kadali lang, ha. Okay, sa kanay kay wala pa siya GWT. BFP Region 10. Hold on. Jud sir, advance na kapatagan. Is ay murag nindot mo suroy nga to, no? I mean, curious ga na lugar, ah. Okay. Ang ako sir wala pa. Okay, so BFP Region 10. Okay. Sige, Ma'am Alvina, please go ahead and set up GWT. Okay, we'll wait for you. I can pambato na mo sir. That's nice. Okay. Okay, sa BFP Region 10 will wait for you. Let us know if naa na GWT. Okay. Nakaset up from Taguluan, nakaset up na kudaan sa local. Kato akong buhaton mag-migrate ka so di naman ma-access. Okay, unsa nitabuan bali gi-migrate nimo from local host to your staging cPanel and then you use updraft, no? Tama ba? Can you please unmute yourself? And
Sir, good morning.
yes, morning.
Akong gibuhat sir katong gi-follow na ko tong updraft.
Mhm.
Tapos pag gikan sa katong local, nag-install ko og updraft. Sim sila sa plugin sa katong sa cPanel.
Mm.
Tapos akong gi-backup tong nasa local. Tapos gi-upload ako dito sa cPanel. And tapos okay na, successful na siya. And tapos kung ako na siya i-login ang katong alapa.app.ict then katong CP username, then dili ni siya mo sulod dayon.
Yes,
Mm.
I think the problem there is that the database is using the database is using the URL of your local host.
Mm.
So instead of using the alapaap.dict.gov.ph /this string right here,
Mm.
ang iyahadihang value sa imong database is ano na siya, something like 127.0.0.1 or local
murag ana.
host. Yun, ano. So what you need to do is you will need to
Yes.
need to search and replace in PHP MySQL.
Yes sir.
No, but that's tricky, no? Medyo hassle na siya. So
Yes sir.
it's easier actually if you will just delete everything and redo the
Sir,
WordPress installation.
ang gibuhat nako sir karon sir ay katong gabi gyud. Mao man ako gikuanan nadugay kog tulog then ako siya ang file manager then i-delete nako tong wait lang sir asa to dapita. Katong
Sige.
public HTML.
Okay, you may share your screen. Sige.
Sige sir.
Mm.
Makita ra sir?
Yes.
Wait lang sir. So kato siya sir. Ako kini nga part ako na siya gi-delete kini.
All of this.
Pag-delete
Okay.
pag-delete na nako na sir, gi-upload nako tong gikan gi-download nako sa WordPress akong gi-extract simra gyapon ang procedure. Tapos ako pon gi-delete pod ang naa diri sa database kini para usbon gyud ako tanan.
Yes.
Para 0 to 0 na gyud fresh. Then tapos na set up na naman ako sir, makita po diri sa kining config kini na naka ano naman sir Then tapos wait lang sir. Mugos man gud ning nasa taas. Okay. Tapos kung adto nako sa kini nga kuan, i-enter nako. Ako i-double check gyapon ako para sa imo sir ang kining kuan na diri. Tapos gi-add user nako. Makita tanan ang privilege. Tapos pag ako isulod nako diri wala na di gyapon siya kasulod. Wala na. Moto kay problema ako gahapon. Pero nakahuman ako katong sa kuan. Kay katong moment to mong gitudlo sir katong sa local mo to akong gitrabaho pod. Di abi na ko muna to gid sir. So mo to nga kapuyan mo ko magtugod pinakasugod mo to nga ako na lang i-migrate lang unta.
Yes, no. Okay.
Oo.
Are you sure you delete it clean like before you reattempt to install WordPress? Can you
Yes sir. I-kuan ako sir?
Can you try it one more time? Like delete everything, then extract WordPress and redo the database creation. I just feel like there are some remnants, no? That's the term, remnant, salin-salin ba within the codes that's causing a potential issue. So delete everything and redo the WordPress installation. Then let us know how it goes. Okay, we will get back to you later.
Sige sir.
Yes. Nag-send a message for a while. Localhost pa siguro. I think wala pa na install. Actually, padung siya mag-install og WordPress. Ang problem I guess is dili mo load ang kadtong language selection. Is that correct? Mo tayang ipangita na maka-proceed siya sa reinstallation. All right, so okay, we will wait for you, LGU Taguluan. Let's go back.
Sir, excuse sir. Sorry
Yes.
sa interrupt. Once sir naka-installation ko ato gahapon, kato lang gyud nga pag migrate lang nako, kato lang siya nagkaningana.
I mean this time ba? Because you want to redo it, right?
Ingana siguro akong buhaton sir. Sige sir.
So just redo it and then if you extracted the files, WordPress files to
Oo.
your file manager, and then you
File manager.
you created a new database, delete it
Mm.
first, yung katong sa una. The
Oo.
next time you revisit this, it should load the language selection.
Okay, sir.
Mm.
Sir, ay iuna na which unahon ako i-delete ang kanang sa database nga tapos dito na din sa file manager.
File manager first, all of the files inside. Ibilin lang tong CGI folder.
Sir,
Okay,
murag
sige.
nawala na yung CGI nga bin, sir, nga folder.
Wala ko kabantay.
Murag nawala.
Sige,
Wala na ko
sige, sir.
nakita.
Wait lang, sir. Kini, sir?
Oh, naman na sa CGI folder.
Nawala lagi, sir. It siguro appeal.
Say daw, create lang ang folder da CGI. CGI
Create
dash
na.
bin. Oh, new folder.
CGI?
Small caps lang.
CGI
Dash bin. Dash.
bin
Bin.
na.
Create new folder. And then delete everything except sa CGI folder.
Okay, sige, sir.
I-delete tanan except sa
Same lang
CGI.
same lang gyapon sa procedure atong last, sir.
Yes.
Sige, sir.
Hold on. Can you try it now? Basin kadali lang ha.
Karon kay
Oh, karon.
mura man ay kulang.
Oh, sige raw. I-reload daw tong kan, atong URL nimo. Kana.
Sige hapon, sir.
Sige, i-delete lang tong kan, mga files, then ibilin lang tong CGI folder.
Sige, sir. Ako na i-stop share, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
excuse me, sir.
Go
Katong
ahead.
basin og naka HTTPS na siya, sir. Kay og katong gahapon bitaw di ko kasulod na is akong kan HTTP. Na is
Naka-farm
dili
na siya.
kasulod.
Naka-non
Pero og
secure
na
man siya.
og HTTP ra siya makasulod siya.
Oh, naka-not secure man na ray. Kita ka sa kan.
Okay.
Not secure. So it's automatic na sa HTTP. Kana tingnan na. Diba?
Sige, ako sa i-stop, sir, or itanawan pa nimo, sir?
I-stop lang, balikan ka na mo ha.
Sige, sir.
Thank you sa inputs no sa kinsa ito. Kumante dra. Pagka mga Andre pati kumante ko sa mag-pick up no. If you want to acknowledge yourself no, you may also introduce before you speak up. Okay, so going back, BFP region 10, let's reload this. Okay, what's the concern here? Ngano wala pa siya ano?
Sir, wala pa ako
GWT.
set up mo set up ako sa GWT, sir.
Okay, can you
Kamulo pa,
please
sir, kamulo.
okay. I mean, are you able to do it now?
Ako, sir.
Are you able to do it now?
Yes, sir, kamulo pa ko, sir. Kanya malangan, sir ba?
Sige lang. Okay, we'll just give you time, no? While we are waiting for you guys, no? Any other questions?
Ay, sir, kaning sa pagkuan sa GWT, sir, ba kinahanglan gid mo ipaagi na ako din sa WAMP, sir ba nga ay kuan din ako dito sa patong sa online na.
There's no need, no? You can just install. I mean, you can just upload the GWT theme or template in your
Pwede na diretso, sir.
yes, in your cPanel staging. As I've said yesterday, you actually don't need to really
Sir, sir ba pwede ko magpatabang, sir?
Sige. Can you please share your screen?
Naka-login ako sa akong cPanel.
Share your screen, please.
Yes. Ano, sir?
Yep, so add new ka there, add new. So this is how you upload a kuan. By the way, as I've said, no, si GWT Mango, dili siya available sa WordPress theme directory. So we need to download that one from the GitHub repository and upload it here manually. Just click that add new button. Add new button. Nasa tapadan ng tips, that one, yes. And then upload. There's upload theme button. Yes, choose file. Locate your zip file sa GWT 26, version 26. That's not it, no? It's some na-download na to nimo. Katong version 26.
Wala na ako na-download, sir.
Okay. You can download that from GitHub, no? Hold on, let me just share to you the link. GitHub. Okay, for a while. Okay, download it here, this one. Ayan. So open that link. No, I shared the link in the Zoom chat. And then download the template. Do you see the link?
Yes, sir.
Sige. Open that one please and then download the yung ang assets naas pinakaubos. If you can share your entire screen, that would be good so that we can see also.
Exchange na ako, sir.
Sige. While you are on it, no, let me just entertain another question right here. So, nag-DM, dili ko ka-create og user database. Okay, how many users do you have right now? You may also unmute Marvin. No? Marvin, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Klaro ko, sir. Madunggan ko, sir.
Loud and clear, yes.
Sir, nagka-problema lagi ko sa ako, sir. Kay mula itong di ko ka-create og na yung user, sir. User database.
Pila na ka-users?
Bago pa lang akong himo, sir. Isa lang.
Okay. Here's the thing, no? That's a server-related kasi na issue and I don't have control, no? And I mean, it's the GWH team that really manages the cPanel. My suggestion, when you encounter that or your trainees later on, if they encounter something like that, try it first by isolating something, no? The only recommendation I can give is that to make sure na clean yung you have to clean everything and then wala yung database, walang database and then walang users and then you
Wala man, sir.
Now if it's restricting you from doing that, our only chance of having that result is to really reach out to the to the server administrator. I'm not sure if they've tested everything katong nasa sheet ba, but there might be cases also na they will miss out something in the config. So I guess Miss Alanis, if it's possible, can we reach out to the which LGU is this or agency?
LGU sa guys, sir. Nakita man nimo sir ako to nag-message nimo gabi, sir, nag-chat to katong video nga akong gi-share.
Wala to alas 11 naman siguro to.
Wala kay sir kay nag-overtime gyud ako paghimo exercise kay gaapas-apas sigo sir kay medyo na busy magdire sir kay nami activity sir so wa kay ko nakapalo sa imong kuan sir ba. Mutong
Yes,
gahunat
yes.
ka sa video kay ga-atpas ko sa auto exercises, sir.
Yes, apologies for that, no? I mean, I really did not get a chance to watch the clip, no? The one that you shared. Hindi ako sa gatod mo ko sa
Lagi kay
bata
gabi
god
na mo
kay.
ko to.
Oh. sayo 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 lagi yung lako atos bata. So pagbalik na
Oo.
sugod na kag training.
Lagi,
Anyway,
lagi.
ang kuan ako ang ako ang suggestion is to reach out really to the GWHS team if the cPanel account that you have has been configured correctly.
Lagi.
Mm.
Mayon to, sir, nga matagaan tawag another temporary account na lang, sir, para maka-follow ko sa atong mga exercises.
Yeah, very good suggestion. I guess we have extra accounts, Miss Alanis, that we can share instead.
Oh, meron pang sino po yung hindi pa nabigyan, sir? Sino? Sure.
Taguluan ba yun? Sorry. Which LGU again?
LGU Sagay, sir.
Sagay. Yes, Sagay.
Sagay kami, sir.
Kami
Sir
din.
Marvin.
Opo. Yes po.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Then siguro ipa-check na rin lang natin.
Wala imong pangalan sa tracker di sir, no? Sa
Number 9 siya.
Naarad
Number-
to 9.
oo. Na kay temporary access, sir, katong gi-share na mo sa Google Classroom.
I guess the problem is siya, kanang dili siya ka-create og user ba
Oo.
Sa-
User
sa-
database.
sa database.
Ah,
Makalagin siya sa katong si panel.
Kalagin ko si panel.
Okay, okay, hold on. Let me just try that, no? Let me just try that. While I'm on this one, Ma'am Albina, just go ahead, no? And,
Naka-install na ko, sir.
okay, na-upload na nimo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Sige, I'll get back to you later, ha? For a while. Share ko lang yung screen. Okay, okay naman. Hold on. Si panel. Sagay. This one, ah.
Wala siya, sir. Wala siya.
Database.
Dili ko din diya ka-create, sir.
Wait lang, ah.
Wala siya magawa, sir.
Mao ni ang kwan, mao ni ang ato ang ihatag nga details sa GWHS team why we are getting this Ayan. So that's the error right there.
sige, sir, magkuan ko. Ako i-update ang tracker, Sir Marvin.
Yes, ma'am. Sige, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Kaning number 20 naka, sir, ha?
Oh, sige, ma'am.
Okay, so just go ahead na lang Sir Marvin, no, once you have your new cPanel, just install WordPress and the GWT template.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Mm. Okay, so kang Ma'am Albina, hold on. Okay na. Okay, so you have your you have your GWT. Okay. For a while, ha? By the way, before I proceed, naapay ko question. Na nag-raise og hand kaniha pa ni or bag pa ni? LGU Taguluan? Yes, go ahead.
Sir, ako kuan sir. Gi-delete tong nasa file manager. Tapos i-extract nga to. Sim lang gyapon tong gahapon imong gibuhat sir. Tapos katong sa database lang din niya, ako lang gi-delete na para 0 to 0. Then sim lang gyapon sir.
Same gihapon, ha?
Oo.
Okay. Okay, can I try? I'll try logging into that, no?
Sige sir. Ako i-log out dire sir.
Yep, I think multi-session is okay man siguro, so that's
Okay ra
fine.
sir. Sige sir.
Ano sa guy ito nga kuan? LGU, sorry.
Tag-uluan sir. Kanang si
Taguluan.
11. Number 11.
This one. Mali yata ako na-open. Nakaday. Close na ako na eh. Taguluan. As trainers, it's also important, no, that you assist your trainees, particularly when troubleshooting and debugging during your individual training. So it takes a lot of practice with this one, particularly if bago pagid mo ba. So just if bago ba ang website, that's better, no, because that's where you will be able to learn more. So my point is, don't make it to a point na overwhelm mo dito sa sa inyong training ba. Mara bagyo na labi na mga newbies ang inyong ma-train. So bombard yun with questions and clarifications or even like mga problems. So as trainers, just be ready for that one. Okay, so what I want to check is, hold on, kalimot ko sa check da. O sa tayo problema?
Kuan sir, dili ka access sa katong sa WordPress bitaw sir. Kaya ako
Okay,
naman
okay.
siya delete na tong imo gipakuan sa ko sir kana then
Sige, let me just check. Okay na po ni, no, na privileges, no?
na sir.
Kanina database, bago ni?
Sir?
Bago ni na database?
Oh, katong before pa nako nagi-delete no, then gilimpyuhan ako tong sa file manager. Tapos kana gi-delete then nana po ibag unong gi-create na sir kana para
Okay.
pa nag-serve ba.
So wala na siya sulod, no?
Oo, wala na sir.
I'll check. Okay. Forbidden. Okay, so hold on. You can also try to see dun sa as a logs, no? There's always a logs part dito. The thing is wala siya log, no? DICT did not enable this. The thing with working around the server is you need data logs, no? When it comes to debugging. So we don't have that. It's not logging anything. So empty siya. Okay naman ba ya? Now you have the files all clean.
Sir,
Yes,
dito sa file manager kay dili na makita ang katong kung naka-inject na ay mong gi ano sir. Katong bitong WP config.
dire.
O dapat makita man siya dra unta sir.
Makita ara to siya once mo load na yun ang
Load na
kuan.
siya dra.
Ah.
Okay, sige sir.
Kay ihaman tong i-create nga file.
Sige sir.
Ang installer mo ay mo create adto nga file. Are you sure this is also new? Kani siya tanan?
Yes sir, yes sir. Ako nag-iusab tanan sir. Kay ganina kay kuan man to LGU man to. Di karon kay bitang-tang og LGU akong distrito Taguluan na lang sir.
Hmm. I guess this is ano, my next debugging technique here, what I want to do is actually to create the config file manually, no? That's why you can just copy this and edit the content. But the thing is that might not still be able to, that might still not work if this is the problem. So how will you do that, no? Yung sa config file, you will just create a copy from somewhere else. Although there's sample here like this. Okay, there's a sample config file that you can modify. Ang imuha na i-input is this one. So the database name, username, password, localhost, etc. So okay, let me just try that one, no? Just to okay. Just to do some trick that if that will work. You name it like WP config. By the way, this is a little advanced, so if you're not comfortable doing this, you can just ignore and just seek assistance from the GWHS team. I'll just manually create the WP config file. So ayan. And then I can input the required details manually. So your database name, this one. Okay, user. Can you please send the password in the chat? Hold on.
Okay sir, ako i-send.
And the password.
Ara sir, ako nag-send.
Okay, let me just try this, no? There's no guarantee that this should work. Oops. Okay, be careful when entering something, no? Like values, kay character, ano ka na siya? Sensitive ba? Okay. And the rest you can keep. Save changes. Okay. Close. So you have the config file. Still doesn't work, no? Yeah. So my suggestion here, if by the way, if you added a new file and then it doesn't work, just delete it. My suggestion here is to ano na muna, to use another. We still have extra account man dire. We do still have ano Miss Alanis, no? Like extra account na pwede natin ipagamit sa iya, ha? This one we just reach out to GWHS if okay ra ni siyang account.
Opo. Sino pong user yung bibigyan?
11. LGU Taguluan.
Okay po.
Taguluan, yes. So swap na lang natin. Then this one, i-ano natin. I-report natin kay GWHS. When you report, by the way, to GWHS, no, kay it would help if you you add screenshots so that they can check and try to replicate the issue. Okay. Can we just wait sa sa new account lang? Basta hindi ko swerte. Amang tato kung kitay ko I mean, if you are the server administrator, because I can just recreate the cPanel. Delete the cPanel, then create a new cPanel. So that's how you manage it. Okay, so from BFP Region 10, question kung ako ni i-upload na GWT sa website, yaraman ni i-update ang existing. Yes, dili ra na siya mawala. And don't delete the old JWT version para ma-preserve paghapon ang setting sa previous na website.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mm.
Kay wala pa mo tuyo nambutangan og FOI sa katong sa freedom of expression na logo, sir ba?
Yes, yes.
Og tempa 25 siya.
Yes. Good question. Okay, let me emphasize that further. No, so here's the thing. If you are using an old version, or if the agency website is using the old version of GWT, and you want to update to the new version, there's no automatic update in the in the WordPress dashboard for GWT, so you have to manually upload that. Now, once you have uploaded the new version of GWT and activate that new version, everything will still work fine. That's the expectation. Okay, but if you feel like you still need to review everything and make sure that the previous contents are there and the design remains the same, etc. No, just don't delete the old GWT version until you confirm na okay na siya. Okay, so that's how you kumbaga manage the themes or templates.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, kinsa pa? Marvin, Sir Marvin, do you still have question?
Yes, sir, katong one, sir, baka katong bago gihatag karon nga user account, sir, sa cPanel. Di gyapon ko ka-create og one, sir, kanang database user.
Wala? Hold on. New account na no?
Yes, sir.
That's weird. I can
Tingnan ka na tayo
only...
mo account, sir. Tingnan tayo mo account.
Sige, just go ahead, no? My only suspicion is maybe there's something from your computer injecting something, no, which is unusual pod. But yeah, I just go ahead and try it. Sige daw, using my account. Okay. Dili nakaka-create na naman ko
Lagi, no? Naka-install naman ka, no?
Let me try that one again, no? So which account is that? There's ako
Number 20, sir. Atong kuan
20?
sa LGS, 20.
This one.
Kana.
Okay. Like out sa kodre. Okay naman. Na-create ra ko user. Naara user. Hello, Sir Marvin, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oo.
So, na-create ra ko, then ako ang next time mo bahaton ano is i-connect ang user sa database, which is this one, and enable privileges like that. Make changes, and that's it. Then you need to extract WordPress.
Yes, sir.
Mm. So just extract WordPress here. Okay, can I just do that since I'm
Okay,
here
sir. Sige,
already?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Just to make sure na kuan. Hold on. Lagi nagpurma. Hold on. Karon pa ko nabantay. Sorry. Karon pa ko nabantay. I think it has something with the kuan. Oh. So okay nang imuha. You can just go ahead with the setup to WordPress now, Sir Marvin.
Yes, sir.
So okay na siya. I would like to I would like to emphasize something because I noticed na ganiha we were like a little risky no, or kanang reckless na dili wala tawag bantay sa mga characters ba. Okay, when you copy, I'm not sure if you noticed it, no? But there's the thing, when you copy something sa Google Sheets, sometimes it appends extra character. So it happens. It happens na there's an extra character. I just noticed it earlier because murag lahi man tong porma diri somewhere here ba. Nakabantay lang ko ba wala lang ninyo makita. So my point is siguro next time when you visit the site URL, just make sure na okay siya. Labi na kay naa sila extra ngayon yung waveline ba. So that is why it returns okay. To simulate that, take a look at this. No? To simulate that, I will add something like that. So mo lagi na siya, di ba?
Oo.
So anyway, so just make sure na yung username is correct. Okay na tayo mga sir.
Sige, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sige.
Thank you.
Okay, kinsa pa? Ang password ay. I-change na lang ang password sir. Nakalimot og send nimo. I-change na lang password sa sa user. Kung wala pa to dito sa change password na lang. Kaya wala na ako na send ay sa imuhang password. Okay? Okay. From Neda, gahapon inana to ako problem mauna behind ko pero okay na. Okay, that's good. Um, from to okay rang backup dashboard. Actually, ano no, while backing up is always like a good option, the thing is you're still developing something here. I don't really recommend backing up using the cPanel approach. Dire ba? Instead, I will ask you to back up your website in the front end. Kay kanimang kuan, kanimang cPanel, the easiest way you can revert everything is to just redo the ano, the WordPress. If you upload kasi the backup, it will still upload all the files na ano na backup niya. Like this, for example, you create a backup. When you restore it, it will restore everything. Now, what if there's any remnant codes or any, essentially codes causing issues? So, ma-restore po to siya. So, and when it comes to WordPress kasi, simple naman kaya WordPress. I mean, if you try to understand that, everything are here in these folders, kani ba? So that is why if you really want to back up, kanira nga folder ang inyong i-download, kani ba? Kani silang tulo. Kay maora na siya usually ang ma-modify during development. Pero kaning uban, of course, including WP config, no? Pero uban, pwede ra na ma-copy sa fresh installer. Okay, so napay question before I proceed with the discussion for today's session. Sir Marvin, napa ba? Nag-raise ang hand. Okay, for a while, ha? Kasi kaya itong naanay content, I will use that for the demo, if that's okay. Any website na gusto, kapatagan ba to? Okay. Kapatagan. Or any one of you na gusto ninyong i-demo na ko inyong site, no? Because the next discussion, kailangan na agi content. Anyone na gusto magpa kapatagan? Okay lang, nindot matutuko taga kapatagan, may mo ano. Okay ra mo taga kapatagan. Atong gamiton yung site for the demo. Kinsa man to siya kapatagan. Tulog rin sila kabuk, no? I can. This one kay hold on. I have another I have another test site. We are working on a certain government website din ba right now, pero I'm not allowed to I'm not allowed to share the URL or even the name of the project. So sayang gani kay nindot unta to ba? Kay kuan gid siya ba actual project. Gamita lang daw sir lain-lain man good me roles sa among website. Okay. That's nice. Oh, what happens here? Sige, ako lang nagamit doon ha. Ako lang i-demo. Kaya na lang. Naalagi nagparihog kuan. Dili siguro na mao. Kani. Pwede ba share sa kuan WordPress login? I-private message lang. You may unmute yourself, no? I can. Interact ba? Yon. Can you please share your your WordPress credential? Okay, I'm still waiting for the kuan. While I'm waiting for the WordPress credential, may dito na. Sa kuan, WordPress ang WordPress. Mo na ang WordPress na login. Pag dili ni no. Pasender to sa. Ang WordPress dili ang si panel, ang WordPress. Yeah, WordPress admin. Ayan. Okay, thank you, no? Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so for our next discussion, we'll cover SEO and GWT, and if we still have time later on, we'll also cover the website optimization, no? So we have here the training outline. Okay, so we will cover SEO and we will revisit the GWT because we need to set up something there inside the GWT, particularly the WCAG, no, the WCAG features. And if we still have time later, we'll cover also website optimization. But actually, I prefer doing this when you have the contents on the website so that you will be able to really appreciate the results. Because I'll be sharing with you how to properly test the website for performance, how to properly test the website for page speed, and then how you will be able to optimize it, no? If the website kasi is empty, you will not appreciate the result of the WordPress website optimization. Okay, so let me just go back to the WordPress dashboard. This one. Okay, before I walk you through how to properly configure the website for SEO, let me just discuss just very briefly, few points, and actually like a briefer about search engine optimization, because you might be new to this, or you're probably new to this, and you might need more inputs, and insights as to what really it is, So again, for our topic this morning, it's search engine optimization, or SEO, and I have there like an analytics, because while our module focus only on SEO, I want also to touch analytics, because maybe in the future your agency's website need to gather data, particularly traffic related data, so and user related data, not the data that are PIIs, or personal identifiable informations, so not something like that, but instead more of the traffic data or web traffic data. Okay, so I'll try to cover here these topics, search engine basics, and also share something about the difference between SEO and SEM. Okay, and then on page and off page SEO, basic SEO strategy execution and tools, and then analytics, and then we will do the exercise, which is the installation of used SEO plugin in your WordPress website. Okay, so of course, you know what is search engine. I don't think you don't know that, it's very basic. So search engine are platforms actually that allows you to really look up the web, platforms like Google, Yahoo, Bing, diba? Baidu if you're in China, among other things, so I will just skip this definition, because you can just go ahead and search about search engine in Google. I just want to emphasize that search engines in this industry is actually not just Google. We also have other platforms like Yahoo, Bing, or Baidu, or any other custom search engines for certain user groups. So yeah, you have their Yandex, even Yandex. Okay, if you want to do SEO, you also need to you also need to understand somehow how the search engine like Google works. So let me just play this video real quick, okay, so that you will have just additional insights about this.
About all kinds of things. Every day, billions of people come here with questions about
it as the giant library. Every day, billions of people come here with questions about all kinds of things. Sometimes we even get questions about Google search itself, like how this whole thing actually works. And while this is a subject entire books have been written about, there's a good chance you're in the market for something a little more concise. So let's say it's getting close to dinner and you want a recipe for lasagna. You've probably seen this before, but let's go a little deeper. Since the beginning, back when the homepage looked like this, Google has been continuously mapping the web, hundreds of billions of pages, to create something called an index. Think of it as the giant library we look through whenever you do a search for lasagna or anything else. Now, the word lasagna shows up a lot on the web. Pages about the history of lasagna, articles by scientists whose last name happened to be lasagna, stuff other people might be looking for. But if you're hungry, randomly clicking through millions of links is no fun. This is where Google's ranking algorithms come into play. First, they try to understand what you're looking for, so they can be helpful even if you don't know exactly the right words to use or if your spelling is a little off. Then they sift through millions of possible matches in the index and automatically assemble a page that tries to put the most relevant information up top for you to choose from. Okay, now we have some results. But how did the algorithms actually decide what made it onto the first page? There are hundreds of factors that go into ranking search results, so let's talk about a few of them. You may already know that pages containing the words you search for are more likely to end up at the top. No surprise there. But the location of those words, like in the page's title or in an image's caption, those are factors too. There's a lot more to ranking than just words. Back when Google got started, we looked at how pages link to each other to better understand what pages were about and how important and trustworthy they seemed. Today, linking is still an important factor. Another factor is location, where a search happens. Because if you happen to be in Ormea, Italy, you might be looking for information about their annual lasagna festival. But if you're in Omaha, Nebraska, you probably aren't. When a web page was uploaded is an important factor too. Pages published more recently often have more accurate information, especially in the case of a rapidly developing news story. Of course, not every site on the web is trying to be helpful. Just like with robocalls on your phone or spam in your email, there are a lot of sites that only exist to scam, and every day scammers upload millions more of them. So just because instantvirusdownload.net lists the words lasagna recipe 400 times, that doesn't mean it's going to help you make dinner. We spend a lot of time trying to stay one step ahead of tricks like these, making sure our algorithms can recognize scam sites and flag them before they make it to your search results page. So let's review. Billions of times a day, whenever someone searches for lasagna, or resume writing tips, or how to swaddle a baby, or anything else, Google software locates all the potentially relevant results on the web, removes all the spam, and ranks them based on hundreds of factors like keywords, links, location, and freshness. Okay, good time to take a breath. This last part is about how we make changes to search, and it's important. Since 1998, when Google went online, people seem to have found our results pretty helpful. But the web is always changing, and people are always searching for new things. In fact, 1 in every 7 searches is for something that's never been typed into the search box before, by anyone, ever. So we're always working on updates to search, thousands every year. Which brings up a big question. How do we decide whether a change is making search more helpful? Well, one of the ways we evaluate potential updates to search is by asking people like you. Every day, thousands of search quality raters look at samples of search results side by side, then give feedback about the relevance and reliability of the information. To make sure those evaluations are consistent, the raters follow a list of search quality evaluator guidelines. Think of them as our publicly available guide to what makes a good result good. Oh, and one last thing to remember. We use responses from raters to evaluate changes, but they don't directly impact how search results are ranked. So there you have it. Every time you click search, our algorithms are analyzing the meaning of the words in your search, matching them to the content on the web, understanding what content is most likely to be helpful and reliable, and then automatically putting it all together in a neatly organized page designed to get you the info you need. All in, 0.81 seconds? Wow. Anyone else ready for dinner? Interested in learning more? We've got a whole website dedicated.
Sir, nakamute po kayo.
Sorry. Hold on. Okay, as I've said, no, by just watching this video, it gives you already like so much insights as to how you can maximize Google for your online visibility, particularly for the case study website or for the LGU or agency's website. na-mention dun sa video, no, na it indexed web pages. So your website, now that's already on a staging, if you can recall, we disable or we block the search engines by disabling that button during the installation of WordPress, because we feel like the website is not yet ready. But when we deploy that in the production, we have to check that box so that when Google crawls the web again the next time, it will crawl your website as well, particularly once you install the plugin that we will use for the SEO. And you'll be surprised to see that your website is actually visible in Google search by that time, no, once you let Google index your website pages. Okay, so when we talk about search engines, no, there are two different areas actually. We have there what we call as the search engine marketing or search engine advertising, or the search engine optimization itself. When we talk about SEO, this refers to the organic approach. Okay, this doesn't involve money. You don't have to pay Google for your website to be listed at the top, but instead you just optimize your website based on the practices listed by Google, so that when people search for relevant keywords and you want to try to really rank for those keywords, you ultimately your website will be ranked higher than any other websites. So, but yep, organic search, that's SEO. Paid search, that's SEM. Okay, so how to be visible on search engines? Okay, so you need to either use SEO or SEM. So in this training, we'll just focus on SEO, of course. But in any case, your agency in the future needs to really like reach out to more people, or reach out more audiences, or essentially if there's, for example, like programs, no, that you want to promote, and in any case the agency is willing to invest on something like advertising, particularly if you are common to sa mga tourism, DTI, di ba? Or any other agency na who really need the paid ads option in Google, you can also do that, no? But as I've said earlier, most of the LGUs that you will be training later on, I don't think that they will be ready to just go ahead and start advertising. They will just choose the organic method, which is SEO. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this yet, no, this is how it looks like. Organic results, it's just listings like this. No, there's no ad, there's no annoying listing right there, just the native ones or the organic ones. But when it comes to paid results or the SEM results, naagin na siyang ad. Okay, there's always that ad label right there, because that's part of the compliance of Google to the IAB, or in the Industry Advertising Bureau. Yan. So that's how we call it. In any case, you have your web pages optimized na for search, and you see it in the search engine, for example, Kapatagan. Okay, the idea for us, if we optimize Kapatagan LGU for search, is that whenever there are users who search for the key phrase Kapatagan, dapat mag-unag yun ang Kapatagan nga LGU website, di ba? Not somebody else. Di ba? Lahi ra kayo ba na ang uban this is really true, no? When you search, try to even simulate this in your local computer right now. Try to search for your LGU. See if you see their website. Most likely it's the blogger's website, no, or any other websites mentioning that LGU instead of your own website. So if we are trying to really reach out to our constituents through search engines, it's important that it's optimized for search gid ang inyong site. Okay, so search engine optimization is the science, no, sabi dito, is the science or art of increasing traffic to a website by helping it rank higher in organic search results. The ultimate goal of SEO is to rank a website #1, okay, on search engine results. That is why actually there are, although we know that we are doing this training for government agencies, but just to give you some additional perspectives, no, as to how this is being utilized in the industry. Companies are very eager to pay, very eager to pay, whether it's SEO or SEM, just for their website to be ranked higher on search engine results pages, because that will translate to higher traffic, and that will translate to higher conversion or higher results. So ganun. Okay, so what you'll be doing in your website is on-page SEO. Okay, when we talk about on-page SEO, anything that that involves keyword optimization, meta tags or meta description, internal linking. So that is why it's important that you link to one another in every content that you publish. Dapat it's not just you don't just publish content for the sake of having it they're published. No, you need to really point to the other relevant pages of your website, para the users can also benefit from that. At the same time, the search engines will like the structure of your linking or internal linking. Title tags, your site pages, be it the homepage, the post, the page, it must have the right title tags. Okay, the search engines look for that information, okay, and try to understand the content of the web page. So starting with the title tags, it can already like predict what the page is all about. Quality content. So this brings us to the question, like the other day, can we use lorem ipsum? So if you use lorem ipsum, you'll not be able to maximize SEO, because the search engines will see lorem ipsum there. So try to use real contents, and if possible, see to it that it's really of high quality. Use alt text. Remember when I mentioned this about the WCAG, I mean during the WCAG discussion, there is a guideline about the use of alt text, particularly sa mga non-text contents, di ba? Remember that? So alt text or alternative text is very important in SEO as well, because it helps the search engine understand what the image is all about or what the audio is all about. The use of SSL or HTTPS, so here's the thing, you cannot enable SSL in your staging cPanel for now, or in the test website that you have right now. Actually, I tried it yesterday. The cPanel, the cPanel accounts that you have don't have SSL certificate, so but in the production, you will ask the GWHS team to provide you SSL certificate in the cPanel account. Otherwise, if they don't provide that, you will need to sign up with free SSL certificates, or any other platforms like Cloudflare that will provide you free SSL certificate, so that you can change your website URL structure from HTTP to HTTPS. Okay, and then another important factor in the on-page SEO is the use of, having a really good URL structure. So that is why we fixed that ahead yung sa permalink. Okay, so the permalink is the very first one, like the very first part when it comes to URL structure. So later on, when you publish contents, as much as possible, make sure that the permalinks and the URL slug, okay, we call that as a slug, is SLUG. The URL slug is very neat and pretty. Don't, for example, if you are going to publish a blog or a page, remember our example last time, like this is our very first blog. So when you publish that blog with the title, this is our very first blog, what will happen is WordPress will fit all those terms in the title. This is our very first blog, and it doesn't look good in the URL, right? So instead, remove those non-essential keywords and just leave the essential one, or the essential ones. For example, given our example, this is our very first blog, you can probably just have your domain.com/first blog. So ganon, or first-blog. So it looks very neat. Okay, so search engines like Google likes that URL structure. Now, there's also another side of SEO. It's called off-page SEO. We'll not be discussing this. We'll not be doing this. But for your just for you to have an idea what this is all about, no? Once the on-page SEO gives you results already, there are cases when you still need to do off-page SEO. So things like local SEO, backlinks, diba? Increasing your domain authority, improving your website experience, no, UX, because essentially the UX, remember the sa video kanina, it says there that for Google to understand if the website is really good or not, it uses user information or user signals. So actually use or social signals, no? When Google says that they use user signals, they'll be able to know if people are really like sticking to your website, or they just simply visit your website and leave right away. So when Google sees information like that, they are able to tell, no, if the website is engaging or not. Okay, so pay-per-click also like the SEM. Okay, so for the okay, let's take note of this. Okay, basic on-page SEO strategy, execution, and tools. So we have here that you have to use your buyers persona on SEO. So what does it mean? You have to think of your users. Who are the user of the website? Okay, and take say for example Kapatagan. Okay, for the Kapatagan LGU na website, who do you think are the target users, or who are your buyer personas? Most likely it's gonna be the constituents, diba? Now, if you have those information about your target users or buyer persona, okay, you have to really situate that when when you publish contents or design the website for those constituents, when it comes to the contents, you really address them, not somebody else, diba? Another good example of this is like, just to emphasize the point, if you feel like the constituents prefer the website having, like Tagalog content or Taglish content or essential Tagalog content, then just publish it in Tagalog. Otherwise, if you publish using language that your target users really don't like or are not interested in, most likely they will just ignore, or essentially they will not stick to your website. Okay, you also have to mimic the language that your buyer persona use. So for example, if you have a certain service, okay, for example, for the sake of discussion, cooperative, okay, and in about that cooperative, you want people to just, if they search for something like Kapatagan Cooperative, make sure that you use that keyword in your content or in your title, because your users most likely will search for the terms na Kapatagan Cooperative in any case they know that there is such a program like that, no? So ganon. You also have to identify a problem, right? Their problem. Okay, what is it that they need that your website can provide information? So use those terms in your, or use those keywords in your contents. Create content targeting people with that problem, no? So yun sinabi ko kanina. And then recommend a solution in the content. So now that you know the problem, what's in it for them if they see the content in your website? Of course, you have to recommend solution. Okay? The solution doesn't need to be like the immediate solution. Instead, it can be just additional guide or anything, no? So for example, doon pa rin sa kapatagan natin na LGU na example, no? If for example your constituents are interested about availing for the sake of discussion DepEd assistance, no? Then try to come up with a content that will talk about the DepEd assistance or educational assistance, and then tell them what the problem is, no? And what the store is all about, the rationale. Then maybe at the last part, tell them how they can avail that educational assistance or something like that, no? So I hope you get the point there that when you publish content, okay, you have to think about your target users, or you have to think about your buyer persona. Okay, so I'll skip this part because this is more on ano, on digital marketing. But yep, there's what we call as buyer's journey, awareness, consideration, decision. So I'll just skip that part. Okay, so for the optimization ng website ninyo at on-page SEO, you have to do this. Do keyword research. Okay, it's always important. Don't put keywords there for the sake of doing for the sake of just adding keywords. No, it must be relevant to your content. It must be relevant to your target market. I mean, target users. Create content around your keywords. If, for example, your content is about anyone from Kapatagan, can you please share something na program ng Kapatagan? Is there some kind of digital skills training na meron kayo doon? If, for example, you have that, no? If you have that program, digital skills training in Kapatagan, when you target keywords like digital skills training in Kapatagan and focus on that, when you draft the content, make sure that it is wrapped, no? I mean, the focus keyword is wrapped using relevant keywords na digital relevant sa digital skills training. So the idea is when you target certain keyword like digital skills training, don't just say it once. Okay, don't just mention it once. Instead, at the most siguro mga 3 or 4, okay, in a certain content, 300 words or 500 words long. So, but yep, essentially you have to mention it several times, but don't mention it a lot of times. Kasi if you mention it a lot of times, that Google will not like it. Google will not like it. Google will see that you are doing keyword stuffing. Optimize content around a primary keyword. That's what I said earlier. And then optimize title, di ba? So, okay, so doon sa example natin na digital skills training. So, don't just put title na digital skills training. Don't just put something like that. Instead, since the training will be designed or will be for a certain say for example, target beneficiaries na nasa Kapatagan lang, no? So maybe you can come up with a title that says digital skills training for Kapatagan residents. So ganon, di ba? So very specific siya. And then you add description also to your content. I'll share more about this later on, no? Sa demo. Content wrapping, it's tags tawag dito, no? It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, meaning it's next to title. You will use each one for the heading, then another heading tag if the content is really too long and you need to enumerate something. So you have to make use of these each tags right here. Optimize images. Okay, so the images that you will use in your content are not something that you get from Google, no, or from image search. It must be something that is really original. Okay, and then you optimize it. The size 50 KB, diba? And then once it's uploaded, make sure that you have the alt text, the title, the caption so that the assistive technologies can really read the details of that image. All right. Although these days there are some AIs, no, that can scan images and send that information to the reader, the AI reader. I mean essentially the AI reader. The thing is, when it comes to search engine optimization, I don't think Google really rely on that. Google will use, or search engine will use the alt text for that matter. Optimize URL and slug, as I mentioned earlier. Optimize for high CTR. Okay, so I'll just skip that part because that's more on like okay. Let me just explain this now. What this optimize for high CTR exactly means is that if, for example, you have a certain service, okay, for the LGU that you want to really want to promote, and the thing is you have invested a lot on that already, no? So masuko na siguro ang imuhang boss or ang imuhang, I don't know, maybe the I don't know, maybe the mayor or what, no, that why is it that we still don't see that in the search engine, di ba? maybe you need to do more, di ba? So when we talk about CTR, by the way, is click-through rate, no? So maingon ta nga, okay, nakita man nato sa search console na or sa Google Search Console na mo appear siya sa sa result, but people are not clicking on that. Why is that, no? So when we say optimize for high CTR, that means you have your goal is to optimize it so that people will click on that, no? It's not enough na nag-optimize ka sa imong pages, nag-rank gid tinuod siya dito sa search engine, you search for it, nag-rank gid tinuod, but people are not clicking it, di ba? So wala gihapon gamit, di ba? Because people are not really seeing your actual content dito sa inyong website. They are able to see the listing dito sa search engine na dito number 3 ba mo, number 4 or number 2 or number 1. The thing is dili gihapon siya i-click, no? Maybe because na a problem that you want to uncover and address, okay? Use correct schema. When it comes to the schema, I'll discuss more about this in the plugin as used. Essentially, when you say schema, it's more on the structure. Okay, so if it is a post, okay, if it's a post, you have to use the post type schema. If it's a page, you have to use the page type schema. So it's there in the setting in the used SEO plugin. And then use linking, no, internal and outbound. So what does it mean? It would also help optimize your pages if you link to other websites. But when you link to other websites, don't link randomly, no? So you just have to, you need to also evaluate if the third-party website you are linking to is really reputable. Otherwise, you might be linking to a certain website na Google doesn't like, di ba? So you know those type of websites plus those offering some kind of downloads or any offers, di ba? Google doesn't like that. When you link to third-party websites or essentially other websites, make sure that it's relevant to the content. Okay, for example, Wikipedia is fine, the ICT website is fine. Okay, as long as it's really helpful for the users that you are linking them to those websites. All right. Okay, when it comes to keyword research, you have there the keyword research. You can use tools like this, keywordtool.io, Simra, SimilarWeb, Moose.com, Ahrefs, no? Google Ads Keyword Planner. By the way, these are freemium tools, no? Meaning you can use this for free, and at the same time, if you want to really maximize, I don't know if there's some cases na yung agency will really invest when it comes to SEO, but in any case, you can also sign up for these tools, paid option, but free, yes, you can use this for free as well. It really helps you, no? It gives you insights as to what type of keywords you will use in your content. Okay, so they just have so many information. If Google has indexed a lot of websites and a lot of keywords, these platforms, particularly this one, no, the top 5 here, they also access those information through an API. So in other words, they have access to certain data that Google has. All right. Okay, when we talk about long tail keyword, no, so the idea is do not target keywords that are very broad. Okay, so for example, training. Okay, so don't use that as your focus keyword, yung training lang. Instead, use something more specific or long tail. For example, digital skills training. Okay, so that's better than just training. Okay, so dapat long tail siya. Two word phrase or 3 word phrase. Yan. Okay, so let me just skip this part. Hold on. Okay, I can just skip this part. Okay, so when it comes to analytics, no, later on, if you really want to analyze the usage of your website, you may use platforms like Google Analytics, no? So that will allow you to gather data in terms of traffic, behavior, sources, no? Saan sila nanggagaling, among other things. The popular platform being utilized or being used today is Google Analytics. It's a free tool. It's a free platform. Just sign up for that one. Although that's not part of our training because that's very optional. Okay, in any case, your agency really want to track users, and we'll never know kasi no, some agencies will have some kind of ano yung mga like the concerned leadership ba basin maingon ba na okay, how is our website doing, diba? Is it being used by our constituents? How will you know, diba? How will you know if you're not tracking them? So you can only give them insights to the leadership team, okay, or to the essentially the mayor and all of these agency heads, diba? You will be able to tell them insights if you have data, but how can you give that if you are not tracking the users? So if you are interested in gathering data, you can use Google Analytics for that. Okay, so it's very easy to use, by the way. You can just install you can just sign up for an account and embed a certain code from them. Okay, so you can just go ahead and go to the Google Analytics website. Okay, as I've said, hindi siya covered ng ano natin, yung workshop ng Google Analytics, but the implementation is just very simple, very seamless. Okay, and another tool for data tracking is Google Search Console. So this is the tool that really tells you what people are searching, why they are not this tool also gives you why people are not clicking on your results. Okay, remember kanina sa CTR, nagrarang ka nga, di ba? But people are not clicking on that. Why is that? So you can use Google Search Console for that, no? So something like this, you'll be able to see if there are issues, and you'll be able to see what people are really searching that triggers your page to rank. Ayan. Okay, so ayan, so Search Console no can help you optimize your content kasi nga it tells you some insights as to why your pages are not getting clicks, diba? So you probably need to optimize the content, or it can help you index your content on Google. So you will use that. Now, although once you install Used SEO, it will automatically submit your sitemap to Google. If you feel like the website is not being indexed in Google, then you will need to revisit the Search Console instead of just Used SEO. Get alerts on issues to fix. No? So it's Google Search Console that tells you if there's any issue in your website. Okay, and then inspect information of your website because Google Search Console tells you what issues needs to fix. No, so it also gives you like options no, inside the platform, what to look for and where to look for to fix the issues. All right, so I guess that's it no, for the somehow theory yun siya. I want you to really experience setting up the right SEO settings in your WordPress website because that's part of the training, and it's very important for government websites to really rank on the search engine or be visible in the search engines. So we'll be using a plugin for that, and it's called Used SEO. Okay, so we'll use this for the exercise, and if you are ready, hold on. I guess before I proceed with the exercise, we can probably just take a break muna, and then we will revisit this and set up Used SEO. Okay ba yun? Okay ba yun?
I think okay ra sa ilha mag-break. Ako okay ra, sir.
Okay, sige, let's have a break. And then let's just reconvene at exactly 11.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. See you.
Okay, time check, it's 11. Let me know if you're back from your break. Just type here na lang po sa chat.
Okay, can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
All right. By the way, when you conduct your own trainings and then when it comes to the SEO, it would help kasi if you also cover some basics, no, sa SEO, so that they can, I mean, your trainees will be able to appreciate what the used SEO part is really for. Kasi if you just go ahead and, ask them to set up used SEO, they will not be able to understand fully why they are doing that in the very first place. Okay, so ayan. So as I said, ano na muna, some kind of briefer muna, then you do the exercise. Now let's do this. Now can you please type Yoast if you are ready to install Yoast in your WordPress website? Type Yoast, no? So the spelling is like yon. So yan. Okay, so ayan. So the Yoast SEO plugin is the plugin that we will use for the to configure your website to be SEO friendly. And to do that, without any further ado, just go ahead and go to the plugin section. Check if used SEO already exists or wala pa, no? So let me just check. Okay, so wala pa, no? Now, again, going back, no, this is how the website looks like sa kapatagan, no? And as you can see, let's see the title here, and official website, municipality. Okay. Now, wala pa din yung used SEO dito, so we can install that. No? So just click add new. This is how you install used SEO. Click add new and then search for the plugin here. Used. Yan. And look for the plugin called used SEO by Team Used. Ayan. Again, there are other plugins here, no, that use the term used. Don't choose that. We are looking for something like this. Used SEO by Team Used, and then there are more or less 5 million downloads already. So just click install. Okay, so this is how you add a plugin. As we have discussed the other day, the plugin adds additional functionality to the WordPress CMS. Okay, so we are doing it now. This is probably our first installation as far as this training is concerned. And then once you have that installed, just click activate. Okay, just click activate and wait for it. I just noticed that when it comes to the cPanel or server provision to us by GWHS, medyo ano siya, no? It's like mahina. I don't know if you notice it. So I feel like the bandwidth allocation is very small. So maybe we can, if you really need more bandwidth, just request that and they will allocate more bandwidth for you. Okay, let's just wait for it. On some cases, now when you work with certain websites and you add plugins, it really doesn't take this longer, no? Medyo siya, mabagal. Sino na yung nakapag-activate? Meron na ba? Okay, so that's good. Now just wait for the next instructions if you have that activated. Ayan, so okay, sabi dito you have successfully installed used SEO. Okay, so nag-load pa. Okay. If you see something like this on your screen, type installed. Yes, it's free, no? It's freemium. It's freemium. So type installed if you see something like this on your screen. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sabi dito, your site is already easier to find for search engines. Okay, so this is what we want to happen, no? Used SEO will help our website to be visible on search engines. Okay, so after here, not just you either skip this or configure it right away, no? But if you know your way around how to do this, you can skip that. But I'll do a demo wherein I'll go ahead and configure this so that you can also see how to configure it properly. But here's the thing: if you accidentally skip it, no, for some reason, or you skip it for some reason, you can always access the used SEO settings in this section. So remember, as I've said last time during the dashboard or the WordPress dashboard demonstration the other day, I mentioned there that as you add new plugins to your WordPress setup, the plugin adds an option in the left pane so that you can you will have access to the settings of the plugin. But there are also some plugins that don't need much configuration and settings, so they don't inject anything in the section, or sometimes they are just available under the tools section. Okay, sabi sa LGU Kapatagan, Michelle, hold on, Michelle, yan. Just check. What error is that? Okay, yes. Do you know why? I mean, do you have any idea why you are being prompted with an error like that? Actually, the idea is because, remember, we blocked the search engines, no? When we first installed WordPress. Remember that, that box that says enable or block the search engines, di ba? Or ito bang sa indexing ba? When you first install the WordPress CMS. We enable that kasi, 'di ba? So naturally the used SEO plugin will notify us about that. But for now, just ignore that. Okay, just ignore that. Well, actually, you will uncheck it eventually, no, once you have the contents already. But if you feel like you will use lorem ipsum, I suggest you check that box to block the robots, no? Or the search engines. Why is that? Because if you have dummy contents, pag na-index niya yon, it will stay there in the search engines, and then you will need the search engine to crawl back your website for the search engines to really get a fresh version of your website. Kaya nga binablock natin muna, di ba? So if you see a notice like that, just ignore it, no? Because we did that intentionally. Okay, so here, let's go ahead and start first time configuration. Okay, so this is what we call as the wizard. Okay, so we used to call this as wizard. The thing is, they moved it here. So first time configuration. Okay, so let's just read this. Let's analyze your website just like Google does and get those indexable into actions by running the SEO data optimization. Our indexables will immediately improve technical issues without you needing to do anything. So remember when I said that yung sa no code ba? So I've said it's in most cases when you work around WordPress, most of the solutions are really no code. It's just a plugin that does everything. Okay, so you can click on Start SEO Data Optimization. Okay, so just let it run. Okay, and then once you are done with that, just click continue so that you can move on to the next section. So dito sa next section, it says site representation. Sabi dito, help us out here. Is your site about an organization or a person? Of course, organization kasi agency, di ba? So you have to choose organization. Now here, organization name, the name of the agency, and any essential term that you really want the users to see. Again, anything that's relevant for you or for the users that you really want also to be indexed on Google. So here, sabi dito, Municipality of Kapatagan official website. So yan. Here's the thing, by the way, I'm not sure if there are LGUs na the same ang name, no? I'm not just sure. Pero in any case, you might need to add extra identifier. Okay? So it could be your region or it could be your whatever, no? But basta ano siya. The idea is to make sure that the name is unique. Okay? Unique ang name. So Municipality of Kapatagan, automatic niya nang na-fit yan because of the na-set na siya sa setting. Okay? But if you notice it here, no, sabi dito sa organization logo, wala pa. So that is why if you share this in, for example, in Messenger, di ba? Let me just try this. Let me share this to myself in Messenger. Okay, hold on. Okay, for a while. Or even on Facebook, no, when you search this, I mean, when you share this on Facebook, it will not look good for some reason unless you optimize the image. Let's see. Okay, so do you notice this, no, na let me share to you my Facebook, no. Do you notice this, that when I pasted the link here, di ba? Automatically na fits niya yung image na to. And I don't think it looks good, di ba? It's always a good idea to design an image that you will use as a featured image for your homepage or for your post or for your page, no? Tawag doon featured image. Remember doon sa publishing and editing doon sa Gutenberg editor, I pointed you to the featured image section. So this is in the case of the sa homepage, this is the featured image. But the thing is, the system or even like platforms like Facebook, Google, etc., no, Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever, wherever you share that link, automatic lang siya mag-fits ng random image, and that's not a good practice. Okay? You have to make sure that the image there is really presentable. Okay? It's really presentable and something that you really want to be displayed once your link is being shared everywhere. Okay? So, we will address that later on. But for now, let's go back and set up your logo sa site logo dito. So, specify niyo yung logo. Alam niyo na yung logo niyo. So, you should have it. Okay? So, actually dito, the logo is this one. So, I can tell na, I guess this is it, no? 512 by 512. Okay. Okay, so take a look at this. Now, when I click this, wala yung alt text dito. Wala, yung title is very generic din. Yan din yata yung title when this was still on the computer. Di ba? So, remember that for your content to be readable, di ba? Dapat ano siya, naka-define yung at least yung title at saka yung alt text. Optional yung caption and description, pero yung title at saka yung alt text kailangan nandun talaga yan. Okay? Particularly when it comes to the logo. But if you want to use description and caption, particularly for embedded images, that is fine. So dito, sabi dito, no, lungsod sa Kapatagan or lungsod ng Kapatagan, LGU Kapatagan. Magkaiba yung ano niya, no, yung Tagalog at saka yung English. But here wala siya. So Okay, let me just see kung alin yung ginamit mo. I'll open this image. So I guess dito sa setup niya ito, no? 166 something. I guess this is it. No, ito yung ginamit niya. So I will rename this. I will call it like municipality o Kapatagan logo. So that when somebody search for your logo, yun yung makikita nila. Municipality. Tama ba? Municipality of Kapatagan logo. And here's the thing, by the way, if you run out of ideas what to put in the alt text, just use the title also. It's fine like that. Okay, but if you can customize it na unique din yung alt text, the better. Or more specific yung description ng alt text, the better. So yan, I'll just set it there like that. Okay, and then save and continue. O sabi dito, please be aware that you need to fill out all settings in this step to get the most value of your structured data. So, yep, let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, social profiles. Now, dito, you will add the links to your agency's social media presence. So, I'm curious, meron bang Facebook page si Kapatagan? If there is, no?
Naamin,
Okay.
sir.
Nasa sidebar. This one, no? Okay, so you can use this. Just copy the link. Okay, ito yon. Okay, so it asks me to log in. So I will not log in, but instead I'll just copy the link. Ay, sorry, image. Ba't image na copy ko? Copy the link, no? Copy link address. Okay, let me just open it here sa Facebook. Okay, I can confirm that's the correct link, no? But actually, it's this, no? Majestic Kapatagan PH. Okay, so I'll just copy that and paste it here for the Facebook. What about Twitter? Do you have Twitter yung Kapatagan or wala? If there's none, that's fine, no? Anyway, agencies or LGUs don't typically use other channels like Twitter, but I have seen some no, na meron silang Instagram and other channels. Instagram or LinkedIn, if you have that, just add it here, no? You can add another profile like anything that the agency is using, okay? But if you only have Facebook page, then we can settle with that one. Then save and continue. Okay, so personal preferences no sa usage tracking. So this one doesn't really matter a lot no when it comes to the setting, okay? But I usually choose this option. I no, I don't track my site data because the used SEO platform will also collect data about, you know, the usage, particularly for them to also optimize their platforms. It's actually just data sharing activity, but I don't normally share that one, particularly for a certain government website. Okay, then save and continue. And then finish configuration. So sabi dito, no, that's it. By providing this information, our indexable squad has been able to do a lot of optimization through your website already. Want to optimize even further and get the most out of your used SEO, make sure you don't miss off. Actually, these are ano lang, pitch, no? But you can just visit here, no? Visit your SEO dashboard. So this is your dashboard. Okay, every time you want to look into your SEO settings, always go back and revisit the used SEO feature. Actually, lahat ng mga nandito settings, sila na yung gumawa by default, no? So you don't need to really tinker around unless you are curious and want to really like manually enable and disable certain features. But if you don't know or don't understand what you are doing, I suggest that you keep the defaults, and that's it. You already have the used SEO plugin installed, activated, and configured. Now, kindly type configured if you have that. Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, let me just check here no, if there's any other image that we can use for the homepage because I want to really show to you. Do you have a preferred image to use for the or ito na yon? Or ito na yon? This one? Actually, this is nicer, no? Or you can just use something else na you have to customize also, no? If you are not really good in graphics, that's fine. You can use tools like Canva. Everything is there. I mean, I'm also not a design person, but pero meticulous ko, no? I'm very meticulous when it comes to design. So I just instruct my teammates to, improve something if I notice that there's something that needs to be optimized or improved. But personally, I don't really design much. I use tools like Canva to design things. I'm not a tawag dyan, yung hardcore designer yon. Anyway, if you're like me, no, you can use tools like Canva. It's free to use. And you can also recommend that to your trainees later on. Okay, so hold on. Do you have any questions sa Use SEO? Okay, so actually the one that we did so far is just the top level site-wide SEO configuration. Now, you will notice it, no, that in your posts or in your pages like this one, when you click edit, there is a Use SEO setting at the bottom of the editor right here. You see that? Okay. So here, this is where you will set your focus keywords. Okay. Improve the description. Improve the slug. Diba? Add featured image. Diba? This one. And optimize the schema. Use the right schema. And of course, set the image that you want to display whenever your link is being shared across different channels or social media channels. So yan. So let me just do a quick demo about this, no, so that you will know how to really utilize the Use SEO, not only after you activated and installed and configured it for the site-wide level, but also at the post and the page level. Okay, so let me just do this. No, for this post, okay, let me do that. So sabi dito is state of the municipality address 2022. So okay, automatic, no, when you view this content, yung makikita niyang title is this, no. You can hover the address bar, by the way, no, like this one. When you hover that, it will display the you see that at the top. When you hover the cursor right there, you can see the state of the municipality address. That means that's what the browser is fetching, and that's likely also the terms, the values, or the information that the search engine Google or the search engine bot will fetch as well, no, and indexed in the search engines. Now, if you feel like there's something wrong with that, this is where you will set it, no. So dito, set natin yung title. Yung title is dito. Yung title is okay. Focus key phrase muna, okay. So state of the municipality address. Ano ba tawag dito? SUMA? SUMA 2022? Tama ba? So you can use that, no? Like, I'm not sure if there's SUMA in the content. Kailangan meron yan eh. Ayun, SUMA. So meron siyang SUMA, doon na tayo mag-focus sa SUMA. Ayan. So, or SUMA 2022. O, di ba? Now, you will notice that when you set focus key phrase right here, automatically nag-i-indicate na si Use SEO ng status niya in terms of emoji, no? So, minsan galit siya, kulay red. medyo happy na siya, kulay orange. Or pag nag-green yan, talagang happy siya, no? Mag-smile na siya, happy na siya. Just like this, di ba, no? Anyway, so suma yung keyword natin. So kailangan when you use key phrase like suma 2022 as the focus key phrase, you will use that also in the title. Okay? So dito pansin natin suma state of the municipality address 2022. While this is okay, this one, no? There's a trick actually that the people that what people sees or what the user sees in the website in the front end like here is different from what the search engine sees in the source code. Okay, so let me emphasize that, no. So right now pareho sila, no. Suma 2022 dito ganun din. Now what I will do is I will change the title here dito. I will change the title here like that. I will change with something like state municipality address 2022 or or how do you write that? Like that, Suma 2022. Ayan. Okay? I will use something like that, state of the municipality address. By the way, once you change the title here, makikita mo na kaagad, may preview na siya. Municipality of Kapatagan. Okay, so meron pa siyang extra na ano, no? Okay. Municipality. Okay, so page. Okay, I can just delete this. Ayan. So yung separator is there. Okay. Municipality of Kapatagan. So take a look at this, no? Yung title niya dito is the same pero dito sa sa SEO title, we added something and we customized it. Actually, you can also delete the site title na tag like that. Okay? The idea is to make sure na hindi siya nag-overlap yung indicator na to that makes it read, no? Ayan, tingnan niyo, nagre-read siya, di ba? It's because it's too long. Okay? So maybe you can add something like that. Okay? Actually, ako tinatanggal ko pati yung separator, no? Because I just want to input my own separator like that. Tapos I can probably just say something like Kapatagan LGU. Ayun, hindi ako nag-max out dito. So yan yung idea, no, na you configure it na hindi siya that it stays green right there. Okay, now dito naman sa state of the municipality address 2022. While this is okay, you can also just probably have something like Suma 2022 like that. Okay? And then the description. Now for the description, you will just get something from the content. That's the trick there, no? State of it is the okay. Okay, I can just probably copy this part, okay, and then paste it there. Always have description. Now nag-orange siya no dito kasi medyo mahaba-haba. I can probably edit that to make sure na siya, the suma or the delivery of mirror speech customized to inform our people of the steps our card admission had undertaken. But anyway, if it sounds really vague na rin, no, na if you narrow it down tapos it sounds vague, then of course we always don't we don't necessarily need to always customize this for search engines, no. There are times when we also think about the users, the actual users, so you have to weigh in the situation also. But so far the readability is good, and then the SEO analysis is okay daw according to this indicator. Now how you will use the how will you configure the social? Yung SEO, yung main SEO tab is okay na siya. Here's the trick, no. Whatever your SEO title there, just copy that and use that for the Facebook title and the Twitter title. Okay, now here for the description, it's the same thing. You copy that and you set it for the description of Facebook and description ng Twitter. And for the image, of course, you will select the correct image. So the image here is, where do you think is the image for the Suma? Which one? This one? Parang maliit lang yata, 200 by 200. So you have to design something, no, for the Suma. Okay, I'll just use that for the ano. Okay, so I can probably name this as Kapatagan Municipal Hall. Tama ba yun? Municipal Hall tawag doon, no? Municipal Hall. Ay, sorry. Ayan. So I'll just use that for now. But of course, change this with something better, huh? I'm just doing a demo how to use this feature right here. So yun, once everything is okay, orange, ideally we want really green, no, dito sa SEO, but yep, maybe because hindi pa tayo nag-optimize ng content. There is a section here called SEO analysis. When you click on that right there, it will give you exactly what you need to do. Okay, so you have to address those items, particularly yung nandito at nandito. So everything else are good, but there are still areas for improvement. Now, once you make changes here, tapos na green na siya, then that's an indicator na you are good and you can just publish that content. So update that content. Okay. Now let's see again the post, no, how it looks like this time. So ito yung kanina, ito yung kanina. This is the one kanina. Ito yung bago. This one. So the same pa rin yung title. Ayan. The same pa rin, di ba? Pero try to hover the mouse here. Okay, iyan yung yung kanina. State of the Municipality Address 2022, Municipality of Kapatagan. But if we hover here, take a look at this. Take a look at that. State of the Municipality Address, SUMA 2022, Kapatagan, LGU. So yan yung nakikita ng search engine bots. Ito yung nakikita ng tao. Ito yung nakikita ng search engine bot, yung may Kapatagan, LGU. Now, when you share this link next time, okay? And by the way, the URL is better also. Look, take a look at this. This one is long. Okay? Yung slug niya. But here, we changed it to SUMA 2022. Diba? Kasi nga, optimize the URL structure and URL slug. So here, when you paste this on Facebook, okay, or anywhere in Messenger, makikita na yung setting na sinet natin kanina. Let me try that one. Okay? So let me share. Okay, so ito yon. Okay, do you see that? Do you see that? So when I paste the link on Facebook, yung nakita niya yung featured image na naset natin. Di ba? Doon sa social. And also, nakita niya yung optimized natin na title. Okay? But again, feel free to change the image with something that's more relevant to the SUMA 2022 in Kapatagan. I'm hoping lang na you're able to really like understand kung yung process ng pag-customize ng post or page for SEO. Okay? Can you please type SEO if you are able to follow through? Or kung naintindihan niyo yan? Magandang to yung SEO. I mean, I can only tell if you are into a digital skills training or even freelancing, SEO is one of the top skills in the industry. So yan. All right. Okay. The process, by the way, the process of optimizing the posts for SEO is also the same for the page. Okay, when you open a page, meron din yan doon like section at the bottom ng page editor. Yes, that looks like this, no? So that's fine. I just want to emphasize na nandun din siya. So again, every time you publish a post or a page, optimize it for SEO. Okay? So yeah, I hope you are able you practice that, you practice a lot, no? Siguro if you want to learn more about this, it's a continuous learning kasi yung SEO, but yung pinaka repetitive task, pinaka basic is just to install, activate, and configure the plugin, and then do the on-page optimization at the post and page level. And paulit-ulit lang yun. You will be able to, medyo daunting siya sometimes because it's tricky, to find the right mix of the keywords and the descriptions and even designing the featured image. But once you master the process, wala na, galing na kayo sa on-page SEO. Diba? So that's how it works. All right, so okay, any questions so far with the SEO? Parang ito yata yung may I don't know, maybe ayokong pangunahan, but yep. Yung iba, mayroon kasi tayong dito, parang best best design, yun. Anyway, going back, if wala kayong question, let me revisit a little the WCAG features of your website. So if you notice it, there is this yung parang PWD na icon. Yes, makatabang ang Grammarly for the content writing, definitely. That is why I also have Grammarly right here. So I'm a user of Grammarly. Okay, so to improve the grammar and readability. Okay, so use also that kind of tool. Okay, going back na doon sa WCAG feature ng website nyo, there's this icon right here. And as you can see, meron siyang meron siyang additional features. Essentially, when you click this, automatic siyang nag-fire up ng prompt or window na to, or pop-up, should I say, that instructs the users the different combinations, okay, for accessibility. The PWDs most likely are already aware of this because they have their own community, and most likely they have been informed about this also, that they can maximize the use of websites using accessibility features. Now it's there already, it's part of the WCAG compliance. Now what you just need to do, okay, is to set this up or to configure this inside the GWT template. So where exactly you can find this is here, so when you go to the theme options, okay, by the way, let me just check what version of the themes or the template this one is using. Okay, so it's using 25.3.3. I will use that version 26. Let me just try activating this and see if it looks better. So this time using version 26 na. This is what I said earlier doon sa taga BFP10, region 10, na once you updated or once you switch to a latest version of GWT, like this one, do not delete the version 20, the previous version right away. Instead, just keep using the new version. I mean, just evaluate the website as it uses the new version and try to see if there's any issue. Only then you'll be able to really delete this old version if you can confirm already na wala siya problem. But as you notice it, na merong mga parts na nawala dito, it's probably because you need to set it again. But here in the accessibility feature, we already have two icons, one for the general PWD accessibility, and we also have here the font adjustments. So we don't have this in the previous version. This is a new feature added to the latest version of GWT. So it's a good practice that we use or recommend during our training to use the version 26 of GWT. Now going back, since nawala yung mga parts dito, where exactly you can configure that, as I've said last time, nasa customize yan and sa theme features, So I have discussed this last time. Just feel free to revisit that section. But here in the theme options, okay, you'll be able to see additional options that you can enable, disable, or modify. Like the color and all of these options right here. But when you scroll down to the bottom part of it, no, you'll notice that there is a section for accessibility, this one. And sabi dito, no, so accessibility combination keys, shortcut keys combination activation. Okay, so for Chrome for Linux, press Alt Shift, or for Chrome for Windows, press Alt plus short key. So in other words, dito, okay, sa accessibility, if the user is using Chrome browser, if he or she types Alt plus 0, okay, let's see what happens. Okay, let me just reload this first. If I type Alt plus 0, it fires up this information, no? So take a look at that again. Take a look at that again. I'll press Alt plus 0, it fires up the guideline, no? But if I type Alt, because I'm using Chrome on a Windows computer, I will use Alt kasi yun yung sabi, this one. Alt plus H, di ba? Take a look at this. Okay, if I click down Alt plus H, sa homepage siya. So come to think of it, if the PWD is somewhere here reading something and he wants or she wants to go back to the homepage, by design, the typical user will just click on the logo like this. Balik na siya sa homepage. But yung PWDs, they tend to use like Alt H, no? But if you haven't configured that in your website, pag type nila ng Alt H, hindi sila mababalik sa homepage. So you need to set that up. Let's try this, Alt H. So tingnan nyo, hindi siya no? Alt H. Ayun, bumalik siya sa homepage. Okay, so meaning na-configure siya. And to verify that na-configure siya, let's see here the configuration for the homepage. Ayan, so automatic, no? Default siya. But you can actually naka-default na siya sa homepage kasi wala naman ng extra character yung homepage niya. Ayan. But what about the contact? So let me see here the contact. This one, the contact page. The contact page is here, okay? And then sabi dun sa accessibility guideline niya, okay? Balik tayo dito, type ko yung Alt 0. Sabi sa accessibility guideline niya, yung contact must be combination plus C. In other words, Alt C. Okay? So if nandito ako sa homepage and I want to go to the contact page, if I am a PWD, I can just type Alt C. But it doesn't respond. Take a look at that, no? Alt C. It doesn't respond. Why? Because we did not configure that yet. And that's what you will need to do. You have to configure this section, yung for the contact, no? You just append there the exact location of the contact page. For example, if this is the contact page, okay, you copy this slug right here. Okay, copy that and paste it here and save the changes. Now let's try that again one more time. Okay. Let's try that again one more time. Let's go to the home page. Now, when I'm in the home page, I'm assuming that I'm a PWD. Now, I want to go to the contact page. I'll just type Alt C. Let's see if it goes to the contact page. I'll just type Alt C. It doesn't respond for a while. Ayun. So, Alt C, napunta na siya sa home page. Sa contact us page. So, ganun yung idea ng WCAG, no? When it comes to website accessibility, we give these options, we set this option so that the PWDs can really access the pages, the essential pages of the website defined in the accessibility guidelines right here. Okay. So for the feedback, okay, if you have a feedback, if you have a feedback page, just set it there. If you have an FAQ page, just set it also, no? I'm not sure if there's any FAQs page na nandito. Meron ba, Icon? Meron kayong FAQ? Or wala pa? If wala pa kayong FAQ, you have to create an FAQ page. Okay? So, and then once you have that published, i-define nyo yung slug dito. The same thing for the feedback, where they can send feedback. So i-set natin dito yung slug. Ito lang, just like this. Yung main content area, yung main content automatic na siyang na-set, no? Nandito yung ano niya, yung location using a certain CSS ang tawag dito. Kalimutan ko na, no? So there's a term for this wherein ID yon, div ID. So yung na-set dito is main content, sharp main content, naka-default na yan. The same thing with this one. You don't need to change that unless you're for the main content, at least you don't need to change that. For the sitemap, it's up to you. If you want to display sitemap on a dedicated page, then you will need to change this. Pero meron na siyang default value there that points the user to the sitemap section. But let's see, no, dito sa content. Okay, when you hit this this button right here, if the PWD is able to navigate using mouse, he can just click here, no, skip content like that. So automatic siya. But what about those who cannot use a mouse for some reason and they want to really just skip to the content? So yung combination niya is Alt R if Windows and Chrome, okay? Alt R, 'di ba? So Alt R, automatic siya mapupunta doon. See that? So ganon siya. So if I want to go back to somewhere else, I can just use different combinations. Again, when it comes to the combinations, while nandito rin sa accessibility guideline natin, usually yung mga PWDs, they're also aware na rin what to use. Kasi they have that organization, no? And then they are also being protected na rin. So as I've said, no, it's just a matter of time that there will be a legislation or a law that will penalize website developers if the design is not compliant with WCAG. That law already exists, no, in other countries. So you'll probably remember me saying that when that happens. All right. So any question as to how you set the ano dito? For the accessibility statement, while it's here na, no, visible na siya dito. If you want to add more and display that on a dedicated page, pwede rin naman. Okay, so but for this one, you don't need to. I mean, if you want to settle with this one, it's okay to use the pop-up option. Okay, any questions sa accessibility? I-set nyo lang yan dyan, yung mga URL slugs, and you'll be compliant. For the design, remember the contrast, okay, sa design. Always see to it that the combinations of text and background really have good contrast. And also remember that the accessibility feature here has its own contrast button, no? For example, this one, if I toggle high contrast, what happens is like that, okay? So come to think of it, no? Napalitan yung light background with a black background. But when you click the contrast button, if the PWD use this, no, na contrast feature, hindi niya na nababasa yung iba. Why is that? It's because you did not choose the right color combinations. So make sure that when you design the website, it really has good contrast when the user choose this feature for accessibility. Okay, so now you can tell what color to choose, no? So medyo masakit sa mata if you use something like this. If this is part of the brand kit of the LGU, try to see if there are other colors that you can use if the background is black, because again, some PWDs will use the contrast feature. They will toggle on and off this feature. They might want to have a dark background, so when they choose a dark background, make sure that the content remains visible and distinguishable. Okay, part yan ng guideline natin. Ma-audio na ila color theme. You can customize the color. Okay, the color of the theme, it's all here. Okay, theme styling. Ayan, you can always change the colors. it's very flexible. So try to change or test different colors. But as I've said, there may be cases no na yung agency is strict when it comes to the color use or color usage. Just get a copy of their brand kit. Okay? So if you are not familiar with the brand kit is a document no that tells you what font to use or what color to use. If the color is this, what is the opposite combination that you will use? So nandun yan sa brand kit. Now, if there's no brand kit yung LGU or yung agency ninyo, then that means you probably be the one who will create that, and of course the LGU or the agency will appreciate you helping them when it comes to brand kit. By the way, talking about brand kit, still you can use Canva in creating brand kit. Yan, meron silang tool doon. There's a tool inside Canva to create a brand kit. All right, so any question? By the way, for the other options, no, I don't need to really do this one by one kasi it's very specific to your use cases. So what I can just tell right here is all of this can be enabled, disabled, or customized further, no? Depende na kasi yun sa design ng website ninyo. Okay? But I'm hoping that you consider the best practices, those that I have mentioned in the WCAG guidelines, particularly when it comes to the contrast and certain guidelines like distinguishable. Kasi yan, common yan sa design, yung pagiging distinguishable ng content. Just like this, no? What happens when you enable the contrast? For me, parang masakit na siya sa mata eh. Di ba? So, I might want to consider something else. Ayan. Alright, so any question, clarification? Madali lang yung yung paggawa nito. You just need to have the contents ready. Kaya nga yesterday I really reminded you to prepare the contents so that you can publish them, and once you publish them, you can use them right away in setting this up. And as for the color, continue working on your design. Okay, make sure na na you are using colors na pang pang presentable yung labas niya. Okay? Any questions, clarifications? Can you please type all good if you are good? Okay, those topics, by the way, are really important, no? Yun yung mga parang kailangan nyo talagang i-practice, and at the same time rin ninyo i-echo later on during your trainings. Kasi yan, yung sa SEO is like a website without SEO is just like a website na hindi siya walang nakakaalam. Di ba? Unless you tell them the domain. Good in this part, sir. Okay, na lang question on the page. Go ahead if you have a question. You may unmute yourself, okay? Katong PHP may admin na to sa Sipano, sir, need you to ma-open, di ba? Yes, need to siya ma-open. I'm not sure why you are asked to log in something. There should be a there should not be a I mean, you will not be asked by a login detail. You will not be required to log in unta dito, no, unless there's something wrong during the setup or na-set na nimo. I don't know. Maybe I can only assume you did not do anything there. But the fact that it is asking you for a login credential, that means na a login information was set, no? Or maybe the configuration dun sa backend, it needs to be modified. So if I guess for now I can just say na you can reach out to GWHS for that, or just wait until you have your website in the production. Actually, you don't need to tinker around there actually, in PHP My Admin, unless there's a need for you to manipulate the database. So there's no need for it to log in there. Okay, so if you don't have questions or clarifications, continue developing the website, add contents. Okay, next Monday or next week, we will cover the website optimization. No, so ito mahaba-haba rin to. So that is why I really want a certain day for this topic, and then we'll target this one for Monday, and then security on Tuesday. So after that, exercise and the quiz and the exam. Okay, so I'm hoping that by Monday you really have contents in the website, everything has been set up, and it's ready for optimization. Because without contents, without the other without the accessibility, without the other plugins that you're using, you will not be able to appreciate the optimization. Okay, the website optimization is really nice. I can only tell, no, I can only tell that it's a really nice topic, because once you learn that, and you visit another website ng LG or other agencies, you might be able to say something na, okay, this one has not been optimized, this one needs to be done, there's something that needs to be done, something that we learned from the training, no? So ganon yung I can only tell na ganon yung magiging impression. Yan. It's a really nice discussion. All right, so I guess that's it. Miss Alanis, do you have any important announcement?
Okay, thank you, Sir Bert, for the session for today. Wala ra pod ko'y announcement, sir. Pero I think I forgot to press the record button kaganina, no? So I apologize. Pero katong mga uban screenshot siguro, I think it was discussed atong previous day, atong mga technical problems. Ang karon ra na wala na screenshot or na record would be the themes na section. Pero I think dali ra pod siya i-navigate. So it's really easy ra pod. So kato lang siya ang announcement. I apologize. Wala na, sir. I think that's it for this week. Thank you very much, and to all of our participants in Napodari. Thank you for your time. So like what Sir Bert said, we'll continue to develop your site page. Hopefully ma-deploy siya in the live na gyud na website ninyo, maka-deploy na gyud mo, maka-request na gyud mo GWHS.
By the way, question. Will they be provided with a production server?
Dili, sir, temporary ra gyud ang ilang mahatag, kay kung permanent, they would have to request na gyud a letter o mag-fill up sila og mga
Yeah.
forms.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, maura to, sir. I think si Sir Aikin na siya recording. So, sir, mga na lang mi og link. Thank you very much.
That's nice na naka-record siya. Sige. Thank you, Miss Alanis. Thank you, guys. See you on Monday.
Thank
Have
you,
a
sir.
great
Bye-bye.
weekend ahead.